Hey guys, and welcome to Friday's class. I've been kicked into the reception area to do this video. So, this one's going to be fun. We've got some potential for some barbell work if you've got a barbell. Otherwise, hoping for double object movements. If not, then the heaviest single object movement that you've got. But we'll go through that in just a second. So, to warm up, please do 30, 20, 10, mountain climbers, air squats, and star jumps. After you've done the 30, 20, 10, then I want you to do feel the burn from 1 up to 10. Okay, after you've done the warm-up, then we're going to spend a little bit of time preparing for either our barbell or our weighted movements. I'll explain the workout first, and then we'll go through those weighted movements afterwards. So we've got 3 5-minute AMRAPs. You're going to have a 5-minute rest in between each one. The first 5-minute AMRAP, what you're going to do is something called a buy-in. So before you start the AMRAP part, you're going to do 100 double unders or 200 single skips. Once you've completed that skipping or your buy-in, then you're going to do as many rounds as possible in the time remaining of 6 lateral burpee over objects and 12 front squats. So the burpee over object, you might be limited to space wherever you are, so that's fine. What I want to see is you doing your burpee and jumping cleanly over the object that you've got, whether it's a barbell, dumbbells, or kettlebells. To be entirely honest, as long as you were doing a 2-footed takeoff and a 2-footed landing wherever possible, whether you want to do so facing your bar or side along or lateral. So lateral tends to mean that you can be a little bit faster. So you do your burpee and then you hop over and you're facing the same way. Then you'll have a 5-minute rest. Then you'll do another 5-minute AMRAP. Oh, sorry. Weights and all that we'll come back to in just a second. It's going to be the same weight for all 3 of the weighted movements. So rest 5 minutes, and then you're going to do another buy-in, but this time it's 50 sit-ups. So you complete your 50 sit-ups, and then you go into as many rounds as possible of 6 lateral burpee over objects or bar, and then 9 thrusters. Another 5-minute rest, and we go into the last AMRAP. And this time your buy-in is going to be 75 lunges, walking lunges, static lunges, I don't mind. Once you finish your lunges, then it's an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible of 6 burpees over your object, and then 6 clusters. Okay, so let's talk about these weighted movements for a minute. I only have a little dustpan-y thing, so we'll pretend this is a bar. All right, so for our front squats, if you're using a barbell, okay, obviously we're looking for that front rack position, nice and low, keeping the elbows as high as you can. If you have 2 objects, we want them in what we call that front rack position, so resting on the shoulders with your elbows up, preferably somewhere in the front, not out to the side. Okay, so elbows, both elbows, where possible, holding weights on either shoulder with the elbows up. The weights, so if you're going to use a barbell, we're looking at about 45 or 50 for the guys, 35 or 40 for the ladies. Just find a weight that you can do. I would say you should be able to probably do that first 12 almost unbroken. Just to aim for it. You might not last that long. You should at least be able to do 6 of those weighted squats unbroken. Then the thruster, okay, similar movement again. Fewer reps, so it's only 9 instead of 12. And now the thruster is our front squat into an overhead press. It would be the same with movement with a bar or with 2 objects. A front squat into an overhead press. If you only have single objects, then it would be single arm up. And I would do 3 on one arm. Sorry, well, it'd be difficult to make that even. Mix and match, 5 on one arm, 4 on the other. And then on the next round, do 5 on that side, 4 on that side, just to keep things simple. And then, obviously, we'll have that rest. And then the last one is a cluster, now, which is pretty much a thruster, except you have a squat clean first. Okay? So, we're going to start in that clean position. A cluster is a squat clean into a thruster. Okay, so we're building complexity on each of these weighted movements. If you're doing that as a double weighted movement, then it's your squat clean into a thruster all in one move. It's tricky. I really want you to focus on trying to get underneath the weight So you can come up in one smooth movement. If you really have to, you can do a power clean into a thruster, but I really want everyone to try for that quick drop and then drive up all in one. Okay, if you need to take the weight down a little bit to enable that, then go for it. But we want to also try to make sure that we've got the same weights, hypothetically, for each of those barbell movements. They reduce in reps because they increase in complexity. All right, so any questions, drop us a message beforehand or have them ready for your coach. Otherwise, have an awesome Friday session.